Hey, it is your girl, the Retail Genius, and welcome back to my YouTube page. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you like the content on this pages. So it has been a while since my last YouTube video, so I definitely am interested in what topics you guys are interested in. So please, the conversations are in the comments. So today's topic, it's a question that I get like almost every single week. How much money do you actually make in beauty supply? So to get started, I want to just run through some of the industry numbers. So in 2021, it was projected that African Americans will spend about $1.2 trillion. Okay, that is the Black buying power. The Black hair care industry actually generates about $17 billion every single year. Okay, this is the Black hair care market, $17 billion. And the average beauty supply store makes over $250,000 per year in this industry. So with all of this in mind, the next question people usually ask me is, how much can I project my specific store will make? So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 super simple ways to project how much money your beauty supply store will make you. So the first step you want to take when figuring out your revenue potential is to first decide the business model you want to adopt, whether that is a high margin, low volume store or a high volume, low margin store. Now, the difference between these two is one store caters to a higher end market, but their transactions and the volume of the transaction is going to be lower. And then the other business model is typically the stores that we see, right? They are big beauty supply stores. They have a lot of foot traffic, which is a lot of volume, but their margins are lower, right? So that's the first step into in defining how much your beauty supply store can potentially make for you. The second step is to calculate your average transaction value. This is going to determine how much your customers are going to spend on average with you in your store. So for my high volume stores that have lower margins, this average is somewhere between $15 and $20. For my higher end stores, which are the higher margin, low volume stores, this average could be somewhere between $40 and $50. And these are typically stores that cater to natural hair care, organic products. And so if they buy a shampoo, conditioner, and a deep conditioner, they're probably going to be spending somewhere between $60 and $100 because the average prices on those bottles are like $20, right? So once you figure out what the ATV is, which is again your average transaction value, then you're going to determine how many customers you think you're going to have in your store on a monthly basis. So this is where location is going to play a huge factor. In certain areas that have a higher traffic, you can see 50 to 100 customers per week. And if you have a mega beauty supply store, you could probably see 100 customers per day. In areas that have lower foot traffic, like an area that I was in, you could probably see 50 customers per week, or even less than that. If you are a higher margin store that has lower volume, then you can anticipate that, of course, you are going to have less customers coming into your store because these customers are generally paying a lot of money each transaction, and so you will probably see them like on a quarterly basis. Okay, so the final step is to take your ATV and multiply that by your customer base. So we can just use my numbers. My store's ATV was about $30, and we saw about 100 or so customers a week. So you would take 30, multiply that by 100, and you get an average of $3K weekly. So over a course of 52 weeks, we know that a store of that size with that ATV and that customer base would generate about $156,000 in its first year of business, which is around what we did in my store. I do want to share one bonus tip with you to increase revenue in your business. This is something that I did, and I believe this is going to be the future for beauty supply store. It is implementing a service in your store. And again, you heard it here first. I believe that beauty supply stores are going to be moving into a one-stop shop business model. So in my store, we had 2 hair care stylists that generated anywhere between $3K to $5K per month, which was an additional $60K in revenue per year. So in short, there are actually a lot of factors to consider when creating real financial projections for your beauty supply store. This is what we do in our Beauty Supply Bootcamp program. So if you are interested in learning more about that, if you're serious about getting your store started and you want to create real projections, I definitely want you to go to beautysupplybootcamps.com for more information.